Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nisse and today we're gonna make a kitty house and a home for the Maltese Tiger. This very elusive tiger which no one actually know for sure is real or not. It's kind of the tiger version of the Loch Ness Monster and I'm in love with that. So I wanted to take the chance to really talk it over and talk about what is the chance actually that they do exist. I am not gonna give you a final answer. I will allow you to figure that out on your own, which you want to believe. But I just like the fact that in modern days there are so many things we still don't know about nature, and that's just amazing. So that's pretty much what I want to talk about today. But before I do that, I want to double apologize. First of all, because this Saturday I went live on Railway Zoo here on my channel, and I had some sound issues in the beginning. The sound didn't get through. So I tried to fix that, and I did. And then after recording or after I was done being live, the video is still up if you want to see it. I recorded something else, and then when I went in to edit that, I noticed the sound was weird. So I accidentally had a sound filter on with some kind of robot voice or something like that. So yeah, my voice is so weird on that video, and it kind of ruins a lot of what I say, but I chose to leave it up because I can't really go in and re-record a live stream. So therefore it's still up, and again, if you want to make decision in Railway Zoo and be a part of how the zoo progress and yeah, basically decide which animals we're gonna go in there. You can always go into the last live stream I did, and then just comment a wish what you want, and there's not really any rules about it. The only rule is that if it is a modded animal, it's need to not have any bugs, which are out of my hands really, but yeah, you can go in there just and wish, and always wish on the last one. I am though happy that the weird sound happened on a video where I did a lot of foliage work just around the zoo just to make the entrance more beautiful and the train station more beautiful, so we didn't have any animals with us in that episode. So I'm really happy about that we didn't lose something with the animal someone wished about. But yeah, if you want to be a part of that, it is right over there, and you can go in and anytime and make a wish, and it can be very specific or it can be a very open wish. You can just write a thing or an animal. For instance, you can just write stones. If that's something you want to see me work with, you can wish for something very, very specific if that's what you want. That's really up to you. So that's over there, and you can just always wish, but always on the last upload, which you always can see. It's put on the same playlist, so you can always see which is newest. And then I have a second apology today, and that is actually for this speed build, because I lost some footage and I'm not really sure why. The entire building, you will see me build the entire building, but this Maltese Tiger habitat lost a lot of footage actually, all of the enrichment and the foliage work, but I promise you can still see it all in the cinematics. So I don't feel like it's the worst thing I could lose, but it is, and I would rather not have lost that. But it's just, yeah, if you you can't see me make the entire habitat, but you can see what I did with the entire habitat. at the end. So I'm sorry about that also. But with all this said, welcome to Kitty House. Kitty House is of course gonna be a house for our cats. And I know we already have the Amur leopard at the start of the zoo. But I didn't want to move it back here, mainly because I was real proud of what I did with that habitat. But also because it would take money to demolish a habitat and make a new one. So instead we are going to get a lot of cats down here, but it will be some other cats. And as you can see, we made room for 5 cats inside here. And I made very different sizes of habitats, as you can see, because there are very big difference in size of animals. I will say though, I'm pretty sure the Maltese Tiger gonna be the biggest one, so they're gonna get the biggest habitat back here, which also is the one furthest away from everything, because I feel like it is an elusive animal, so you will be able to visit the zoo and completely miss it. And I kind of like the way that interact with people, since no one is sure if it's real, and then when you come home and you talk with some other people who were in the zoo and they said they saw the Maltese Tiger, and you're like, it's not real and I didn't see it, and you must be confused. And I think it would stir up a lot of talk about the zoo. To talk about the Maltese Tiger, I've been looking at a lot of websites, but to be honest, it's all websites I don't really trust, such as Fandom and Wikipedia. And it seems like all of these websites either base their information on each other, or is somewhere where everyone can go in and edit it. So therefore, that doesn't disprove the theory of the Maltese Tiger. It's just we can't really use it as science-based. I will link a few of these places down below so you can read for it yourself if you want to. But basically, it's not gonna... I wouldn't call any of it proof or science or anything like that. I just want to make that clear. But let's start with the color. Blue cats overall sounds a bit weird, but since you both can have a blue, to be honest, blue doesn't always mean blue. It can just mean blue toned. And the coloration of the Maltese Tiger, even though Maltese is a blue color, which it is named after, some recordings of them describe them more as a grayish, a dark grayish color with blue tones in it. And some, it seems like some other places they describe it as really, really blue. So already there we have a little bit of confusion about it. So if we just talk about the gray color with blue undertones, that is actually not that far out there, since it is a normal coloration. You can get cats, dogs, rabbits, a lot of different animals with that color. But if we go with the more blue color, the Maltese-ish color, that it still isn't that much out there. There isn't as many different animals that got that color, but that color have been seen and officially recorded in lynx, in bobcats, and in domesticated cats. And a thing I mentioned in my mod video of this mod, there is an old saying, and I'm not sure if it's Danish or if it's international, and I know foxes aren't that closely related to the tigers, but basically it says that in the dark all foxes are blue, which is because we had blue foxes in different parts of the world. I don't think we have blue foxes in Denmark anymore, and that's also why I'm not sure if it's a Danish or international saying. But basically you couldn't tell the color apart in the dark because the moonshine make the lighter foxes appear blue. So, and since no one actually were able to take a clear picture that can be documented, that it haven't been edited in any way or something like that, it seems like, and this is my personal theory, that there are actually, could be that they only been seen in the dark, and in the darkness with the moon sign, a orange or albino tiger could appear blue without issues, especially if they are near a lagoon or something like that, so the moonshine would hit the blue water, which would make it shine back upwards and make it appear even more blue. Then again, there sightings of them are so few, so some of them are clearly pranks, if you ask me. I'm not saying all of them are pranks, but some of them are pranks. I'm pretty sure about that, which makes if any of them are real, makes the real ones seems less trustworthy. Also because we have so many clearly photoshopped pictures out there at this time. I used a picture again in my mod video of the Maltese Tiger, where you can clearly see multiple pictures that have been photoshopped, where you can see the original white or orange tiger side by side with the colored where it appears blue. Just to go a little bit up here in the build, I would choose to make a custom roof because we are in a tropical area, which is where a lot of these cats would normally be. And it is our goal here in Future Life Asia to actually release as many of these creatures later on as we possibly can. So therefore it just makes so much sense for me to make sure that they can feel the rain, they can feel the heat, they can see when the sun goes up and down. Even though a lot of the habitats will be a little bit dark, you will clearly you can clearly see that in the Maltese tiger habitat we're gonna make here at the end of the video. Also because this is the end of the zoo. Not today, but I'm not gonna make any more guest path than I already did. Already now I'm down to 500 guests and I'm unable to get clear pictures some of the time. I need to pause the game to get a good picture, and of course there are still some places in the zoo where it doesn't like too much, but my computer is telling me that this will soon be the end for this zoo, and unless any of you plan to give me a supercomputer soon, I think I should listen to my computer here. But back to the roof here, the reason why I really chose to make it custom, as you can see here, I wanted these clearly holes in the roof, these big holes, again, so they could see the sun go up and down and fill the rain and these kind of things. But I still need them to be small enough that the babies won't get through. Of course, with the tigers, it's no issue, but some of the cats we have mods of, and I haven't actually decided all of the animals yet. Normally I make a mod theme, as if you watch my mod videos, this week's and next week's theme are going to be cats, because there are 19 modded cats on Nexus at this point. So I wouldn't make 19 videos this week to put out. That would kind of kill anyone's what's it called? What's the word? Anyone's engagement to my videos, I think. So therefore we're gonna do it over 2 weeks at least. So I actually haven't decided yet because I haven't seen the muds close up, and my mud videos actually changed my mind a lot of the times. For instance, this Maltese Tiger, I wasn't going to use it. As you know, I don't use paleo mods. I don't want to make anything as unreal or something like that. I want kind of realistic storytelling. And the Maltese Tiger is just something where I wasn't going to, because it isn't documented, and even if it is real, then it's still pretty unrealistic that it would be in a zoo. But after seeing it up close, I just felt like I needed to use this. So yeah, I made the mud video yesterday, and then I built this afterwards, and now I'm recording this. And that just shows how much those mud videos changed my mind again and again. And I actually also hope that they sometimes changes your mind about some mods, because a lot of mods have a very good picture but not that good in real life. And some of them have a real bad picture and are real good in real life. And I don't want the pictures to decide what we're going to choose. So overall, that's why I make those videos, to help people choose the right mods to use. But we are in here now, and it's time to get some light, and I'm choosing these because it would need to be some cheap light, and again a cheap door, nothing too fancy in here because the guests can't see it anyway. I would just mention this right away because I lost the footage, as I mentioned earlier. But around the path I made around this building, I'm gonna cover it completely with foliage. So I'm gonna use two different kinds of bamboo to make a wall. The tall one where you can see the stilts in the bottom, and then in front of that I put down the smaller one to cover the pillars of the bigger ones. So you are completely submerged in a tropical foresty feeling area. And down here I just make it ready for the next habitat I think we're gonna build on Saturday maybe. Here it's the other half of the bear building. And we need something in here at a point. So that's probably gonna be Saturday or sometime next week. Now, I needed to figure out a way to make this work with the new pathing system, and I decided just to reuse the same railing, since I think it actually pretty cute in a way, and it's just, it fits well, I think, so therefore I'm gonna use it. That's basically the reason for the most of things I use when I build. It's if I think like the way it looks, I'm gonna use it. And I do feel like this is such a small corner, so I didn't want to make it a area on its own with a completely new theme. We already have the theme of the kitty house, which are kind of different, so I do believe that we could reuse these. Also, since both ends of this kitty house you are going to till and from kitty house are going to come from this area, so it will just be like a extra pocket on the side here. Now, to get back to the Maltese Tiger, we actually have quite a few different possible reasons for this stories about the tiger. One of them is, of course, that someone faked it all to make people believe it. But the first story I could find about the Maltese Tiger is back from 1924. So if it is faked, then people should have faked it since then. So that would say multiple different people over 100 years nearly should have faked this story. reason too could be that someone saw it, as I mentioned earlier, in a different light, which would make it appear blue. Which is a possibility, and I won't claim that at all. But I feel like you have to believe that multiple people then did it again over time. It can of course be a compilation of multiple reasons, that some people saw it in a different light and some people are faking it. That is also a possibility. Next possibility is that the tiger actually were colored blue in the way that it was rolling around. If you ever see a cat in its natural habitat here in where you live, a domesticated cat, then you know sometimes they come in and they have changed their color. Especially one of my cats have a lot of white on him, and sometimes he come in and he is nearly green, especially in the spring, and sometimes later on in this summer, sometimes he comes in with red spots because he found a berry bush to roll around in, and that is also a possibility. And again, we don't dismiss anything here, I'm just mentioning it all. But that is pretty much the only kind of logical reasons I could find for it to be faked. Of course, I'm pretty sure that if you live in a poor area of China and you think there's a pretty penny if you've seen this tiger, then I do understand that it would make sense to lie about it. But yeah, I'm gonna end that part of it there. That's the reasons I could find for it to be fake. The reasons that it is real, I also found a few different reasons. First reason is that there is a subspecies of tiger in China, and we have quite a few tigers in China. We have the South China tiger, we have the Bengal tiger, we have the Amur tiger, for instance. And it is possible that at some point that they arrived a new color variation that appears blue. Kind of like the albino appears white. There is just in some gene pools of tiger a new variation that appears blue instead of white. That is a possibility. Another possibility is actually that it's not a tiger at all, that it's some kind of other cat that we just never saw before, and therefore we have a whole new species on our hands. That would be quite intriguing, I think, if that turns out to be true. It is also a possibility that we have an area where a group of tigers are so secluded from other tigers, so they have started to interbreed, and it's actually a default from interbreeding of tigers. Again, it's a possibility, I'm not saying it's the truth. But inbreeding is actually how you got some coloration variations and actually different races of both dogs, cats and cows, domesticated actually, so that would also make sense if it was something like that. And then we have the last possible explanation that I can find is that it's a whole new subspecies of tiger. Again, it could also be a completely new species, but I see that as a bit more unlikely than a new subspecies of tiger. They are explained very well as tigers, and they live in places as tigers, and I assume people who live these places with tigers know how a tiger look. So I find that as a very plausible possibility that we actually have a new subspecies of tiger on our hands. I don't mean new, but a not registered variation. Again, they have been spotted since 1924, so therefore it would make sense that there are somewhere out there a new subspecies of tiger. But basically, once again, I don't want to say that I believe one over the other, but I really hope to see your thoughts and opinions on it. And maybe you could find a possible reason that I couldn't about the Maltese tiger. And I really hope that you want to tell me what you think about it. Anyway, the cinematic have started, so I better be quiet now. Okay, everybody, I didn't know how to show the entire habitat on this last shot, because if I zoom out, you can only see the roof and the bushes. But we are here, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, please tell me below what you think about this whole elusive story about the Maltese tiger, or the blue tiger also known as. And I'm so intrigued, and I actually want to deep dive more into this, but there just isn't that much information about it. So yeah, please be a part of the conversation here today. And once again, I have my live streams and I have my mod reviews also, if you want to see more from me. I know I put out a lot of stuff and I don't expect you to see all of it, but it is here if you want to binge something from me. So yeah, you know the drill, guys. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys!